So the second topic, which is closely aligned to the first one of activism, Alesta will take it away.
The second topic this evening we're going to be talking about is public relations. I'm just going to draw the reference to what public relations mean. Public relations is the professional maintenance of a favorable public image by a company or other organization or a famous person. Right? That's it. Yes. As it reads on the screen, public relations is a strategic, communication process that builds mutually beneficial relationships between organizations and their publics, right? So, what is public relations for most persons looking at the show this evening? I'm going to hear from my team.
Public relation, I would say it is the image portrayed by an organization, if we have to look at it in that aspect, an organization, a company, an entity, the public image, the image that it portrays to the public.
Well, public, naturally, the first thing comes out, that stands out to me when you hear the word public is audience, engagement, viewers, right? And so public relations is basically, what I would define it as, is basically what any enterprise wants to relay, basically relay to the viewers, the audience, the stakeholders, anybody interested in them, basically.
Right.
And as a result, like whatever you put out, that's whatever you put out on the media, that's basically public relations. And as a result, you use the media. That's one of the most popular forms of public relations.
Like Al-Sakian would have went to Facebook.
We had some examples here.
So some of the main types of public relations are corporate communications, crisis communication. We also have internal communication, social media, multimedia, reputation management, speech writing, brand journalism, and just to name a few, right? I know we're gonna just kind of jump into it. So, how do y'all feel that if most issues can be resolved if public relations played much more of a major role in terms of keeping the society or the end user informed about the topic or the issue within the institution?
I can talk about National Bank because I remember when the whole issue happened.
Shayla said public relations to me is all about promoting an organization or business.
That's all they use it for. That's how they use the media.
But also to address certain issues within the institution.
But all the thing with National Bank. You know, I actually...
Whatever the business choose to relay to the public. I think it covers
the thing with National Bank, when the system was down or whatever, all we hearing is that they get robbed, this person who whatever, take $10 from people account and whatever. You know I believe that?
To the grapevines.
You know I believe that? Think about it. You know I believe that for real? Because that's all I hearing all the time. It take like a long time. It take like...
And because it took so long
for them to post something, is like I had no choice but to believe what the people saying on this shit.
You had a choice.
No, that's all I hear. If I wanted to believe something, only one thing I got to believe.
The organization is not contradicting or stopping certain rumors, then yes, you have no choice but to kind of be like, wow, is it true?
Let's ask the question though.
You can ponder
rumors that
you can ponder on the thought of it being true.
Rumors that Forever 21 is shutting down, and that's why they have so many sales. You can believe me, I'm 50% off, 70% off, 80% off, God be the shutting down by, and then sending out nothing. You ain't got
a choice.
I can't say you ain't gonna, I feel like.
But what else you got to believe?
Like making it so bad, but
you have a choice.
You don't want a choice but to believe, no.
You have a choice.
You can ponder, is the same as.
But that is what is going to come to you.
It's the same as.
Yeah, so.
I know, knock you out.
I was saying, right, not to drift, but it's the same as rumors, because you might hear Jalanda is such and such, but I do not publicly oppose what he said about me. You can come in and.
But you're obligated to.
No. I'm just saying.
You may ponder management. Send out a thing.
No, I'm just saying you may ponder on whether or not it's true, but it does not left me with no other choice but to believe it's true. But that was just me showing. But that was just me giving an example.
But I mean, you strain. But it's like public. You are not a company. Yeah? Your reputation ain't gonna make the company lose $1 million. Yeah? But it's like their reputation could actually make them lose money.
No, somebody behind the scenes. Big up Valdo one time.
Who need Valdo? Ugly jacket? I want to see this jacket. The man got
Go back to your point.
I see the jacket.
Go back to your point.
I say like you ain't obligated to drop nothing. Like you ain't gotta say nothing publicly if somebody talking saying
that's not true,
about
guys.
you.
But going back to the National Bank topic, right? I think personally, for most persons, they feel like things should have been addressed in a timely manner. So, for example, the fact that issue happened with National Bank, I think just people just wanted to hear something, to have that reassurance.
Exactly.
That's why I think the importance of public relations plays such a major role in society.
So you think that some issues can be easily resolved if better PR?
Yeah, man.
Of course,
Definitely.
because it reduces the miscommunication, the spreading of rumors, and also the lack of confidence within the institution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because now a lot of persons might not have said, but I know a lot of persons were saying they wanted to move their money from National Bank and they wanted to do this and that. All that plays a role in terms of their operations, in terms of their business, as a result of the speculation of what if, what's happening, what's going on. And if you had said something early from the time something happened, to say we are currently experiencing an issue and whatever, then you at least calm the person. It's just like jumping on a plane.
So you remember when Wired Bank was charging $20 a month, I don't think that they really sent out any PR, but it was more so word on the street. But yeah, Wired Bank charging $20 a month for
And I'm moving in business.
But you think if they sent out, hey, they sent a proper communication as to what the $20 fees is for, it would have been less of a
impact
of a
it would have less implications.
But look at Royal Bank today. Most persons don't do business with Royal Bank.
Nobody did do it.
The reason being is because nothing was communicated to the general public, where you would have lost the confidence in the institution.
I lost confidence in National Bank. Meaning on cap.
Really?
Meaning on cap. Me little bit of money and me didn't put in. Me there.
What you put in?
What I mean? Me see me account got $200 and so me ball. Me want to see me. Me panic. I think it's joke.
But yeah.
Yes, we shades them.
I mean, honestly, I feel as though the businesses know the emphasis placed on their public image and the public relations, and I feel as though that's why in most times they're not so forthcoming, because they feel as though they want what they say, the words they put out, to be misconstrued. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make it right. We still need some clarity as a stakeholder. Right, but I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like outside of the National Bank situation, I feel like in any situation, it's just like, okay, we got to watch what we're gonna pull out, because we want the public
to lose confidence in the institution.
Misinterpret this, take this for this, and different people got different level of understanding, and that's how they view it, and that's what stops them from being forthcoming. But you're only hurting yourself.
Exactly.
To be honest,
I disagree in a way, because there are certain things where you have to seriously be careful with what you put out to the public. And I'm not saying that National Bank is one of them. I'm saying that there are certain situations where a crisis may be happening in your institution, but you can't go and tell the public, because that will cause even more damage to your institution. So you have to kind of... You kind of have to...
Things only last a week.
But we're not saying, for instance, like, people talk about Amazon having bad workplace environment. It's not a good place for you to work in terms of the environment. But Amazon never really publicly address that situation, because they don't want the public to be like they don't want it to be an up for people easily quickly could.
I think honestly where Ayana is going with that whole conversation, but what I also think is that we live, again, it goes back to my comment earlier, where we live in an information era, and you can't sit down and pretend that people are not going to know and then lead them to speculate. It's better to address it, and move on.
Speculation,
and also to, like, even with Amazon as a big international company as such, to that magnitude, but I still think they should have said something which will still keep the confidence of its customers.
Because Shayla has a question, it's a bank, they ain't had a plan as to what to say in case of something like that.
Exactly.
But that's where we also have to wonder, and just to add to answer to Shayla's comment, right? To me, does the institution itself even have a public relations officer who would deal with these issues in terms of what they put out on their Facebook page, their professional page and stuff like that?
But I mean, in general, all of them,
if you have to relate it to
has the marketing department, and that's the whole of them. From TDC to Skelec to National Bank to different banks, they had the marketing department. So yes, somebody is actually in different positions across the board. Someone
or teams.
Actually, the department is made up of more than one person. Mm-hmm. They actually have people in place. I think it all goes back to conversing with the head and probably saying, like, taking directive from the head as to what you are able to put out. It's not just based on the department alone, I would assume. But what you were saying?
Like they gotta come to consensus to say, let me say this here.
And it has to go to the board. Mm-hmm. Do you guys think that
enough?
How do you guys think that crisis management in St. Kitts and Nevis is handled?
We don't have enough crisis.
Poorly.
Things only last a week in St. Kitts, yeah? And I feel like people don't remember that. As in, like, leave it. Like, we leave the whole crisis or whatever happening. People gonna only talk about it for a week or whatever, and then leave it.
I could agree with that, and that is why a lot of them they just choose, like,
leave it, like, to just hush. Exactly.
And back to what I was saying, you have some real personal things that you don't have to really, and I could understand that, but it doesn't mean you must totally neglect your responsibility to inform your stakeholders and the people them who is actually people who doing business with you, like.
Exactly, yeah, that's kind of bad too.
That's like corporate responsibility.
But moral compass.
Unless I was saying, no, why you think we don't handle crisis management properly in public?
I think because we're so quick to bash. Generally, we're just so quick to bash. I mean, look at it right now. I mean, we must commend the Ministry of Health and doing an amazing job keeping us safe a whole year from COVID. Mm-hmm. But it came with a lot of whiplash. Exactly. A lot of whiplash in terms of people wanting to just, I remember we went on lockdown. The lockdown became a big issue. Even also the lockdown, it became other factors in terms of not being able to have a certain level of freedom.
We had the vaccine. We get the vaccine.
The vaccine was because of this. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you really find that balance from an institutional standpoint to kind of get that buy-in from the general public who you serve or who is your primary?
You can't be a just be witty with them. Just be just be the match. You gotta be.
But I feel like. It's still got importance. Like you saying, like some people being like, so what make we get a vaccine from Dominico? Like that important. I feel like sometimes those questions and those opposing is still essential. Because I mean, like, if I didn't ask you why we get the vaccine from Dominico, it wouldn't have been like, because Dominico, XYZ had this kind of linkage with this person or whatever. So I wouldn't have feel the need to say that. But yeah,
I think that I
feel like we briefly mentioned Skelec, but what do you guys think about Skelec? I noticed that as something occurs as it relates to electricity outages, etc., Skelec I would say they quickly respond.
I think that Skelec is in a better position to quickly respond. I think that outages not saying they're not in a better position, just saying in general, informing the public, comparing to National Bank. I think that they're in a better position. I think that it is expected for current to go. It is expected.
I have to be on the basis that Skelec serves just a local market and conducts business only locally. So National Bank is dealing with international business.
Yes. No, as I said, my question wasn't coming from based in the comparison with National Bank. I was just speaking in general to the PR relations in Skelec in general.
Yeah.
That is the good note to me. I don't know when come back.
Guess what? Mm-hmm. As of recent, I could say it has drastically improved because, come on, let's go. But before, it would have just gone and we just wandering and you call the building and it's, maybe the next day, maybe tonight.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
They actually communicate.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm saying that, not comparing.
I mean, they charge us a lot of money. They should.
Just saying, even the other businesses who may be at a better advantage, let's say the cable.
I think that
it's less confidential stuff. Is more to say. Public to the wise, the internet is down. You be back on. That's the saying. I think some businesses could take a page out of their book. The position of
the communication manager, the communication specialist, has done an immaculate job. However, I still think that they're in a better position to communicate that to the public, because that is their job now. You know, before, the person may not have been as versed as the person who is in the position now. So they're able to now communicate and say, okay, let's send out something to the public, X, Y, and Z, but outages.
Or maybe just the person who's there now values the importance of making the public aware. Because I mean, how well versed you could be to inform the public.
I think it's the same argument that we're having, but it goes back to the fact that they're in a position now. Skelec itself as a company have outages. Other companies don't have as frequent mishaps as Skelec would.
That's the point.
You know, if you have to compare it to National Bank don't have certain mishaps unless the ATM is down or unless the card machine is not working, etc.
Water does go fast.
But the water department, so know something. Water department does be on this thing on.
Water department. Water
department do be on. Water department do be on ZIZ on this show talking about the fact that we are trying to conserve the water. That is why water does go fast, and we're changing the waters in Sandy. We're changing the pipes in Sandy Point. Yeah, man. Water department go fast. Oh, Skelec got a show power talk.
Okay, so then you be going back to the fact that they're doing an awesome job when it comes to the public relations. No, I'm not saying you disagree, but I'm just saying like
Skelec sponsor the show.
I think that Skelec is in a position.
I feel like you're somewhat.
Skelec is in a position.
And then as the producer was telling us, Patrice Harris, because she's the manager.
Oh, Harris.
But I'm saying I'm not. Even though
sponsor the show,
it's somewhat feels like you're kind of disputing what they're doing now, kind of finding the flaws in them being
that
so.
Company is set up to handle those type
only
of
them?
things. No, it's not.
But she's saying like they're so frequently messing up, so they need to
know that there are certain mishaps that can occur.
Water got talk show.
Water do be on social media. Water do be on the internet. Water do be on talk show. Water do be on media to talk about the things that happen in the Sandy Point. To talk about the things that the drought that can possibly happen. To talk about certain things. Yeah.
Watch now. Companies out there.
They're trying to cut the water off at like a little after 11 to conserve the water and etc. But when compared to other businesses, I'm not sure about when you compare it to the cable or when you compare it to flow, when you compare it to
there's no communication. And but see, I'm a big up Skelec.
Big up Skelec. Skelec, we're looking at sponsor.
So guys, that was the last topic of the evening.
Let's wrap it up.
I don't know if anybody has anything to add, or let's hit on two now. I'm like
summarize. So someone told me that we need to summarize because we talk about so many things and we
so in summary, let me say, in summary, I think the main thing of our topic this evening was to differentiate between activism and public relations, and also look at it in our own society and how different situations could have been probably handled a lot differently, especially as it relates to public relations and also activism, as you know, with Kittitian and CFBC and NAMO. Oh, your mom make a comment? What is that?
Oh gosh.
If you conquer
put back up Nama Isaac there.
I don't look up.
Tell Anderson, don't put it back up.
Okay, go ahead, bring it up.
If you compare electricity PR to water PR, electricity is way ahead. As soon as an outage happens, advise the public immediately.
Thank you.
I'm sure Sharina, she's trying really hard, she's new, it's coming.
No, okay.
It's
Not
true.
make it-
Water department coming, man. You can't
The
compare
producer
the
says
two.
to big
You
up
can't
Shayna.
compare the
No,
two.
we compare. Are you comparing the two because you're basic? No, she's saying that they're way ahead, and that's essentially what I ended with. Big up Skellig because they're doing a
big up
superb
Skellig,
job versus the
definitely.
rest. So that's what she's saying. When she's saying comparing the two, it's because the rest of them
Yeah,
basically
come
are
from
behind.
Right. Big up
Right?
Skellig. Big up.
Jolanda, where you
Even
come
though
from?
you're giving no, what in the UK? Yeah, my mother.
Idea.
Thanks, mommy. He was kind of my favorite. No, Baya says she's just talking the truth.
Mommy, you clearly come from over. You come from over.